Hello, everybody. My name is Jessie Terrian. I'm an independent demonstrator with the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room, we do all things paper craft. Hello, happy Friday. Have you missed me? I can't believe we missed a day this week. Hi, Sherry. How you doing? Okay, so the plan for tonight is a simple card. I'm going to use some scraps up. Very simple. We were supposed to do this Wednesday, and I was like, why reinvent the wheel? We'll just do it today. It's fine. So we're going to do that. If you're joining me from YouTube, welcome. I'm so happy you found me. Right now, you are watching a replay for one of my Facebook Lives. If you have a good time, like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. You know, we're a fun group on Facebook. If you have a Facebook account, look us up, Jessie's Cards and Crafts, and join the lives. That way you can chat and interact with the group. Okay, let's see who's on tonight. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Mom. How you guys doing? Hi, Tammy. Happy Friday. I'm so excited. Okay, so I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a year, although I had lunch with Mom, so hadn't been that long. Okay, um, I'm going to tell you about my Valentine's Day adventure. We have a new guest in the craft room. She is a supposedly haunted doll, and so maybe she will make her debut tonight on the channel. Now, interesting fact, when I set her up over there, um, I turned the REM pod on and it went beep, 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 like a couple blips, which was very exciting. I know it's a little light and a little bell, but you know, it doesn't take much, guys. It does not take much to amuse me. So I like to think that I'm calling her Kathy for now because we looked up the doll manufacturer and her name and it was Kathy something. So I'm calling her Kathy until she tells me otherwise. There we go. Kathy the Spirit Doll. Anyway, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, stay after the live and I will tell you my story. Okay, so here's the card for tonight. Very simple layering. We're going to use some 2x2 squares, you know, some the die set and all the good stuff. Very simple. So, you know, easy. I know dolls are super creepy. Fun fact, I don't really care for dolls normally. I love you, Kathy. Don't get me wrong. But they do creep me out a little bit. It's not a phobia per se, but yeah. I definitely wouldn't be keeping her in my bedroom, I'll tell you that much. So, she can hang out in the craft room though. She can be in the creepy corner. It's fine. We have done this before. Um and that's another crazy story, but for another time, friends. Okay, I'm going to flip down. We're going to get started. Here we go. How is everybody doing? How was your week? Are you excited that it is the weekend? We had crazy weather here. I was very busy um, taking care of family and doing things. It was a very busy week for me, not so much work-wise, but just family-wise, which, you know, happens. So here's our card. I'm using the paper that goes with the suite. So, you know, we've been working with this. And I think I'm going to end it here because most of the things are selling out because they're having that or had that class. Was it today or yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. Um, the Lovely Blossoms class that you could purchase. So things are sold out. And I always like to show you current things because, like right now, who has cashed in on free shipping? Sound off in the comments if you have. Um, I certainly did. I'm purchasing things for, oh, hold on. Sorry. Phone call came in. I don't know if that interferes with anything or not. Okay, so let me get back to my point. Free shipping. I'm starting to purchase things for the retreat, so I want to take advantage of as many deals as I can so we get the most bang for our buck. So I bought cardstock, I bought a gift I can't tell you. Very excited about it. You know, things are happening, guys. Things are happening. Okay, so A2 card base. We do these all the time. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Very simple. Now, I made the matte piece to go on top at 4 inches by 5.25. We also do that. You will need one of those in white for the inside of your card if you are using dark cardstock for this, or just want it to look a little bit more fancy. So there's that. You're going to need some scrap paper to stamp off and cut. And then you're going to need your scraps of DSP, maybe some scraps of cardstock in coordinating colors. And these are all just, I cut them down to 2x2 squares, and I threw the cardstock into the embosser with the embossing folder that came with the suite. So, but you could use anything for that, right? So this is a good scrap buster. Here's another piece, just we're going to put it on the inside of the card. Very simple. Use what you have. Okay, and then I use the dies to cut out some leaves, to cut out my tag, just to kind of get us going, okay? So for the mat, you could just mat that down. I wanted it a little fancy and I wanted to use our die set. So I took that die that just pokes out the little starbursts or whatever they are, and made my paper extra fancy. Now on this one, I popped it up. I popped up the matte layer. This one we're going to glue down. Just because when I popped it up, I didn't, it wasn't a wow factor for me. You know what I mean? I was like, it's okay. I don't know if that was necessary, is what I'm telling you. So I'm just going to put it straight down onto my card base. So the whole point is you want the color to show through those pretty little cutouts. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is play with our layers. So I have these pieces. I'm just going to kind of separate them out. Excuse my fingers. I don't know what is going on with me. I keep cutting my fingers on my blade to my paper trimmer. We don't know why. I don't know if I'm going too fast. I'm not paying attention. I'm stupid out of season. We just don't know. It happens. It's fine. It's like little paper cuts and they're just driving me crazy. Okay. So I'm just going to layer the squares however you like them to live. You can pop them up, you can put them down. I suggest you play with them before you glue anything down though. Okay, and I'm just going to copy what I did here because I thought way too hard on this when I was working with it. Do you feel me? I was working on it. I was annoying myself. I was like, oh my goodness, that took entirely too long. See what I mean? Don't make them so symmetrical. Just play with the placement. Get it where you like it. And then remember where you like it when you go to adhere it down. That's another tip. And if you are worried about sticking it and it not being straight and giving it a little bit of wiggle room, go ahead and maybe use a little liquid adhesive so that you have some wiggle room. There we go. So what is everybody's plans for this weekend? I don't know if it's allergies or cold. I definitely am coming down with something. So I think I'm just going to stay home, clean, and do stuff. You know what I mean? Like, take it easy. For me, cleaning is relaxing. Don't ask. I want to put up my Easter stuff. So that's in my future. Okay. I'm happy with that. We're going to put our blooms. I didn't use all of them, but that's okay. We can do something else with that someday. All right, let's do some stamping. I don't know what I'm doing. My brain is in another planet right now. I'm thinking about 10 things at once. Okay, so we have the flower. You're going to make cards tomorrow, Sherry? That's cool. I've been working on cards. I want to send cards to people who are maybe considering the retreat or who have been joined the group. So I made cute cards to send everybody. And then I got to get working on my VIP cards for those of you who have registered. I got a lot going on, you know. I am trying. I will say, oh wait, we need this still. And I am really enjoying it. My jam is planning and like themed events and party planning and stuff like that. Other than crafting, there's a lot of crafting when you do themed parties and things like that, but I absolutely enjoy it. So the fact of planning and working on the retreat is as fun to me as going to the retreat. So I'm a little bit spoiled because I am getting a year of enjoyment out of this. But it's okay, right? You'll let me have that. Okay, I'm going to just flip over here real quick and I'm going to cut out off camera my flowers, but you all know how to do it, right? You take the printed image, you match your die up, you run it through. So for those of you who have taken advantage of free shipping, either now or at any time, what is a item that you wait for free shipping to get? Is there a certain item? I know for me, for some reason, I always go for like cardstock. Um, that is one thing I do. And I did for retreat. I stocked up on a ton of cardstock, like things I knew that I would use. You know what I mean? Like black crumb cake, the holiday colors that I use every year, stuff like that. Now, will I have to buy more? Yeah, probably. Especially because we're going to be getting 5 new colors and we're going to want to use those. But it was a good start. And something in my brain is telling me I should really order another cut and emboss machine because I'm going to need more than one. And why pay shipping on that? Right? Because it's 11% basically of your total order. So that's $140 for a cut and emboss machine if you don't use like um your what is it called? Your Stampin' Rewards. So that I think I may do it. I don't know. I'm wrestling with it. you know. Encourage me, guys. Just do it. I dare you. Okay, so we have our blossoms, and I'm just gonna use my fingers. God's given tools, right? And roll this up. Oh, very cool, Sherry. You did it. That's exciting. Anytime you get a free, expensive machine like that, you realize the value of those Stampin' Rewards. Telling you what. Okay. So I'm definitely going to pop up my flowers for a little bit of dimension. And overlap them a little bit like that. So we're making our little focal point spray. I have so many bottles of glue that are just about out, but not quite, and I won't waste it. So I've gone through, oh my goodness, probably 15 bottles of glue, but they were all partials, um, in the last week or so. Oh, I did that backwards. Let's see if I can save it. Sure, we'll just stick it to the underneath of there. So I've just been going through it. Anybody notice with this glue when it gets old or like to the end, all of a sudden it gets really watery sometimes? What's up with that? Do I want one over here? Yeah, why not? We'll make it extra festive. Look at that. There we go. Love. Love, love, love. Okay, now I'm going to pop up our sentiment, sending smiles. I definitely need to get on my happy mail this weekend as well. I have been super, super busy and I'm trying, guys. I really am. Everybody sends so many beautiful, lovely cards and sentiments, and here I am, like, get your act together, girlfriend. But it's not like I'm just sitting there doing nothing. You know what I mean? I try. You never notice the watery glue? Yeah, I don't know. It happens to me quite frequently. And I can't figure it out. Maybe they're like way old. Because, like I said, I had like 35 or more bottles of glue that were open. Every time I had an in person, I would open up almost a new bottle of glue for each guest because I didn't want them to, I don't know, struggle bus. Like, I don't know why I did that. It was crazy, but I just kept doing it. And I figured, well, I'll use it, you know. After a while, it's a little much. I'm going to leave mine kind of plain because I want to write in them because it's Happy Mail, but I had an idea. I'm going to take our little cutout and just put a few little, I don't know, do I want them straight or just like that? No. Just the corner. I'm just going to do the corner. If we hate it, we won't talk about it, okay? All right, Dusties. I mean, it's Friday. Why not? Now, I wouldn't do the whole thing if you're going to try to write on it. You know what I mean? But just like that little bit of extra on the corner. Very cute. Is Cheryl on? Because she's sending me reels. Maybe she forgot. Although I talked to her, I texted earlier and she said I'll see you at 8. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to pop these out real quick. So what do you think of that? Popping them out inside the card. Is it a moment? Do we love it? Yeah, I like it. I think it's good. I may have went a little bit too far in. If you're gonna write a lot, you might want a little bit less. I don't know. Your card, you do it your way. You know what I'm saying? See? And then it just shows that pretty cardstock behind it. Let's see. What's this about a die and embossing machine? Sherry saved all her Stampin' Rewards and got it for free, the big one. And I think I'm going to purchase a second one and use the free shipping to make it cheaper because, shipping's like 11% of your order and that's expensive. So it's a good savings. Okay, last thing to do. Oh, Jesus. Those short naps are good, huh? Let's see. Okay. Let's just do some little gems. We're going to do the power of 3 tonight. I think Kathy is shy. She hasn't done anything to my knowledge. Is that blue? No, we don't need blue. Let me know in the comments what stamp set you would like to see me use next week. Because we're going to move on from this and I'm open to suggestions. Okay, there we go. 2 cards done. Are you loving this set? It will come back in stock. Definitely, I am a fan, I have to say. I'm happy I have it. This is one that I will be keeping for my own personal. And I think I'm going to have to buy more of that paper. It is a moment, friends. It is a moment. Okay, let me flip up. We're back. All right, let me get caught up and see what everybody's doing. Oh, Karen, you do? All right. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Yes, I will be talking to you. That's good. That's great. So I know I'm going to need them for retreat. So there you go. And hey, with you, bestie, you're right across the street. That's always free shipping. All right. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. Oh, is Liz on? Hi. Happy Friday. You want to see my haunted doll? All right, let me get it. I gave her, okay, can you hear that? She's got a music box in her. Okay. So the first thing is James and I went um to eat. We just went to Jollibee's. It's like a Filipino chicken restaurant. It's very good. It's fast food, but it's good. I like it. So we went over there, we ate at Jollibee's, and next to the Jollibee's is a Goodwill. So we went in the Goodwill, and I had my little, my little equipment, and I'm like trying to get stuff. And I had one little blip. So it went like to the second green once, and I couldn't like identify even what it hit on. Nothing in the Goodwill. Those workers are very sweet, and they were very relieved that there was nothing haunted, but assured me they would call me if they ever had a problem. And one worker said that he would be quitting if they ever had a problem. So it was good. It was funny. So then I was bummed out, and James was like, "Well, the night's young. Let's try somewhere else." And I was like, "Well, we could go to the Savers down the street, which is another thrift store type of deal, like consignment." Um, and so we went there. Ladies, I don't know what's going on at the Savers. All those people are going to get cancer. My thing was going all the way up to red. Like everything in Savers is haunted. Okay, I don't know why. Like I said, same device, didn't get anything at the Goodwill. Went in there and I'm like, what the heck? Some things are more haunted than others, but like most things were giving me some sort of a reaction, a reading. So I took out my Ovilus and I was like really honed in on my Kathy doll. I don't know why. She was just calling to me. She was going all the way up to red, like bury the needle. And I'm like, okay. I picked her up, and underneath her was a silver wedding cross, which was kind of weird. But I was like, okay, you're not a demon, right? Like, why are you on this cross? Weirdness. But it was okay. I was doing this and I was getting all kinds of readings. I put her down, I put the Ovilus on, and I was like, hi, would you like to come home with me? And I swear to you, the response I got was, shh. I was like, oh, that's not creepy or nothing. Okay. So I put her down. I walked away, blah, blah, blah. Was looking at other stuff. And I came back to the dolls, and something just kept drawing me to her. I don't know why. And I was like, I don't know. I was talking to my husband. What do you think? You think we should try? I'll just get her and just see. And he was like, well, let me hold her and you run some equipment over her and see if she's still reacting. Maybe it wasn't her, maybe it was the cross, maybe it was something else. So he holds her, and we didn't know she had a music box in her back, right? So all of a sudden, this creepy music started, and I was like, oh Lord, if that ain't a sign. So it's I can't remember the God bless the little children, I think. Um, and hopefully I have noise cancelers on my cameras, so hopefully it's picking it up, but it's a creepy music sound. Then she had a little cross pendant, and I'm like, well, if she's decked out in crosses, she can't be evil, right? So we bought her, and she had a price tag. It was $5.99, and it was on her base. And we get up there, and the price tag is just gone. Okay, it's gone. I don't know. It fell off. We don't know. And so I went up to the counter and I told the lady I'd like to purchase the doll, but there was no price. And she's like, well, how much do you think it said? And I was like, I believe it said $5.99. She goes, oh, okay, I'll look it up. She looked it up. She goes, oh, that doll's $5. I said, okay, great, I'll take it. So I gave her the five. And she was like, do you collect dolls? I was like, no, I'm an amateur ghost hunter. Your Savers is very haunted. And she was like, girl, I could tell you stories. So I start chatting with this lady. She's asking me about the equipment. It was almost closing time. Okay, so it wasn't like we were interrupting customers or whatever. But she was like, I am so interested in this and blah, 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 blah. And she goes, well, let me know what you find or what happens with the doll or come back and get more because they're all haunted. So it was really funny. So I was like, okay, we'll go back there someday. Maybe I'll do a video on it. So we get the doll, we come home. All of a sudden, all the horror movies that I watch come to my head, and I'm like, what if we get into an accident? Was this a good idea? Like, oh my God. We get home just fine. So I set out my equipment and I have her sitting there and I'm primping her up and stuff. And I have the K2 meter sitting there and I'm talking to her and I'm like, well, I hope you like your new home and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to call you Kathy because we think your name's Kathy or the doll's name is Kathy. And if that's okay, could you give me a sign or go near my equipment or something? Well, I had my obelisk sitting there and it was talking. Nothing really made sense, but it was at 75% power. Okay. And I've had that thing and not recharged it for months and it's ran and ran and ran. All of a sudden, it like made a weird noise. The screen started going dim and all the power drained from it. Like, whoop, done, dead, wouldn't turn on, done. And the theory is spirits use that energy so that they can manipulate things in our realm. Okay, whatever. I don't know. So all of a sudden, my K2 meter went bam, all the way up to red just once. There was nothing around it to make it happen. Like I'm around equipment, it's not making it go off. Okay. But I didn't even have my cameras or anything on. But I took that as a sign that it's okay to call her Kathy and she's happy to be here. Okay. That's all I'm saying. I took it as a sign. I choose to think she's a nice girl. So I gave her this little cat ball, and when it physically moves, the light goes off. And so I told her, if she wants to get my attention, she can make that go off. And I've kind of just let her be. And she's displayed in my craft room in the spooky corner. So that's it. That's my story. Now, has weird stuff been going on? No, it's been very quiet and I think she's fine. I just think she's happy to have a home. But yeah, that's my crazy ghost adventure for you. If you needed one, if you were in the market for that this evening. So, let's see. I will maybe I'll bring her to retreat. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like if she gets really active, if she's kind of like mellow, then it's not going to be very exciting. I'll leave her home. But if she gets like crazy, if she starts singing out Elvis songs or her head starts spinning, we're taking her to retreat with us. You know what I'm saying? Like she needs a break too. That's what's going on. I'm just stop being weird now. So, anyway, I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. I hope you do something fun. I hope you craft a lot. And I'll be chatting with you online. And that's it for me this evening. Mwah. Love ya. Bye.